Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio, and have a happy Halloween tomorrow.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Or today if you're listening to the podcast.
True.
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
And I'm the intern.
You're listening to us on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Sister stations.
Worldwide at
IRLoneStar.com.
podcast drops tomorrow, Facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio.
Woo!
Don't forget, this weekend, Mario Kart. Come get you some.
Extra Life. We're going to talk
Extra
about that
Life.
next segment, too. But don't forget, it's coming up.
Don't forget. So,
It's coming up.
let's turn this segment over to the hipster Padawan, young Colt over there with a K. What you want to talk about, buddy?
So
Is there a K in Colt's name?
I just made it up.
there
okay.
absolutely is not.
In the
I didn't think so.
The hipster Padawan version, there is.
There's a K at the end?
Yeah, no, yeah. Uh-huh.
Colt.
Coke. Coke.
Yeah, I don't know what
Pass
happened
me
to your
one of
name
them Cokes over there.
Oh my God.
I need to put a Coke on. It's
now
cold
you're
outside.
100 years old Southern. Oh, Coat. I thought you meant a Coke, like a
I did. I
Coca-Cola.
switched it. Both
Oh,
go
okay,
either way.
nice.
Yeah. Comedy at its finest.
All right, Cole, what do you got,
What you
man?
got, buddy?
All right, so
Show us what you got.
oh my God. We're never gonna get through this.
Go
No.
ahead.
Okay, so Stranger Things.
What's up next, Colt?
Stranger Things 2 comes out tomorrow.
Tonight.
What's out already?
Well,
It's out.
yeah.
At
Anyway,
this instant, you can watch Stranger Things 2, and you probably already saw every minute of it.
probably so.
So
I'm
Stranger
like,
Things, before we get into it, we came upon Stranger Things, and I think I watched it before you. I watched
Yeah.
like 3 episodes. Like, dude, you gotta check this show out. It's
Right.
It's awesome. It is good. And I texted him 2 days later. I'm like, hey, I'm on like episode 7. He's like, I finished it last night.
Right.
It's like, you son of a.
I sat down and started watching it, and I didn't realize it was only 8 episodes, and they were like 40 minutes each, so it was like 2 on a Saturday afternoon, so at like 11 o'clock I was done.
yeah, I'm like apparently the last person to watch the show.
I believe
because, like,
worldwide.
the other day, I just watched the back half of the season in one sitting.
Nice.
And it's amazing how good of a show is, and I think a
It's
lot
really,
of
really
it.
good.
I really think the key of it is very good writing, and it's written that everybody in the show behaves like normal people would.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
one of the things we talked about this a lot last year when it first came out, is how many networks turned this down.
Yeah, this guy actually, he got rejected by everybody. Everybody and everything.
Everybody and everywhere rejected
They
this
said,
show.
no, we're good.
It's not going to work. It's
Right.
not good stuff. And then finally Netflix took a shot on it, and it was like the biggest thing in
Right.
2016.
And meanwhile, drag like American Horror Story
Meanwhile,
gets
back
renewed
on the
for
ramp.
season after season after season.
I've
So
never
I do
seen
think
any of those.
I haven't either. I've
Not
heard the first
interested.
like 3 or 4 seasons were really good, and then it started to get real bad. I think this though, once you're on TV, it's real easy to stay on TV.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of, first of all,
It depends on the network too. Like
Right.
what is
It's on
AHS on?
FX.
It's on Fox.
it's on. It's
FX,
on,
yeah, it is FX.
Yeah.
So I mean,
FX doesn't have a ton of content.
No,
So,
so,
they
I
got to
mean,
protect their time
as long as they
slots.
throw stuff out there.
Plus, American, as bad as I've heard a lot of people say, you're not the only person I've heard say it's bad. The ratings on it though are still strong.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There is a big size of the fan base that just really likes the show, and that's great. I think though, like you can take the quality of the show from season to season and just graph it like a sine wave. Like the first couple of seasons, like Asylum and Murder House, are pretty good on their own. Like they actually stick to some horror themes and they tell a good story with some good characters. Then season 3 and 4 just drop off and are really terrible in quality. Then it picks up at like season 5 is pretty good, and even though it's not really too much horror, it has enough of a good, strong aesthetic and some really good acting.
Aesthetic. I like that.
Yeah, I
Good
do
word.
like that.
No, like really,
You're not an idiot after all.
Kathy Bates and Dennis O'Hare steal that show.
But let me ask you this question real quick before you keep going. How many horror type shows are there on TV right now?
None.
There's
That's
none.
why I keep
Yeah.
watching it.
Right. So I mean,
It's
you
an
say
abusive relationship.
You say it's yeah. Well, you say it's bad writing and it's a horrible show, but in reality, like, what is comparing against it? Nothing, right? So this is all there is
To-
for people who
to
like
compare
that
it to.
genre to watch those shows. So like you said, it is. It's the wow factor, right? It's always,
Right.
There's a shock factor that people are always looking for. So the writing's terrible, but there's nothing else to compare it against. So as
Right.
long
it,
as
it stands alone.
does decent,
it stands
it's
alone.
going to keep rolling.
Right.
But no, I'm not watching it for horror this season. I'm watching it because I want to watch a 13-week long car crash. It's that bad.
Coincidentally, is the same reason I started watching True Blood on Showtime many years ago. It's just that's what I heard. It was like I started watching. I was like, this is so incredibly bad that it's interesting and I enjoy it. And that what could be happening to other people. Same thing with the Orville. Like I don't think the Orville is gonna do that well, but and it hasn't. It's not what most people thought it was gonna be. But I find it very interesting. And you get a lot of people who get that with certain shows. It becomes a cult following, and they keep going.
You know what's interesting? I think I've changed my mind about the Orville's making it past season 1.
You think it's going to go past?
I think it might make
I
it.
hope so, because I enjoy it.
I think I realized the other day that Seth MacFarlane is such an investment from Fox that they're going to let it find its legs. So if by the end of the season the ratings are going up, and I don't know which way they're going, I haven't looked at all.
Either. I need to.
If the ratings are going up by the end, I think they'll keep it around.
Right.
At least for one more year and say, hey, we got to figure it out.
One more
by
season,
there.
see what
because
happens.
Fox was also the same network that was so heavily invested in Arrested Development that they kept renewing it, even though it was getting abysmal numbers. And Arrested Development, for all of its love and fanfare and positive critique and review, was getting awful viewing numbers.
Right.
But with the support of the network, it stayed.
Yeah, and I think that's probably definitely the case with American Horror Story. Like, it has a big enough following, despite whatever the quality of the show might be, that people
It's got
just
that cult following.
yeah. I mean, it has
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Supernatural is going to come back until those two boys say they want to go home.
yeah.
Until those two guys say we're done, they will make that show. Like, I bet the renewal process for that show is a conference call to those two. Do you guys want to keep going? If you both say yes, we're in. And I bet that's all it is. Like, if one of them says, I think I might be done, then they'd be like, all right, show cancel, we're out. But as long as both say yes, they'll keep making that show and paying those guys their money.
I don't know. Like, American Horror Story is one of those shows where it has some really good actors, but the showrunners don't know how to write a show. Apparently,
Same thing with True
It's
Blood.
just like this season is nothing. Like, it's not filled with characters. It's filled with plot devices.
Right.
They just
I
do
heard they kind of
things.
incorporated. It was about the election, and the woman is afraid of clowns.
Okay,
and-
so it's about a cult, and Evan Peters is like this terrible mix between the Joker and Tyler Durden and
Oh,
just
Lord.
any other. Yeah, exactly. And so his main like he's trying to get this cult together, and he wants to take this councilman's seat because he wants to be the. I'm going to spoil the hell out of the show, but
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! It's not worth it, but it's like. So Sarah Paulson's deathly terrified of clowns, and that's her defining trait. Why? Doesn't matter. It just is. But also coincidentally, at the same time, Evan Peters' cult is dressed up as clowns to go kill people, and they take time specifically to terrify her, and it just does not make sense when you think about it. It's one of those things that just makes less sense the more you think about it.
Right,
Or
right.
the first time you watch it.
You know what makes a lot of sense? I love how excited Colt gets. Like,
Well, no, I get what he's saying.
No,
Like,
but
it's
like-
a weird thing.
I've been sitting on this for a while.
No, so just to go back, this segment we gave it to Nico to give him some more responsibility. He never showed that much emotion and passion on his segment than you have.
Oh, that's not fair. He went anime every week.
Yeah, no, but
He loved his anime.
But you can tell in his voice like how excited he is and how much this means to him, like how much he has to get this off his chest.
Yeah. No.
It's great. It's
I
great stuff.
do.
Props to you. You're not an idiot.
There you go. There's your compliment.
go
You're
that
not
far.
an idiot.
I said
Yeah.
you're not an idiot.
Right. He strained himself there.
It's in the Geneva Convention.
All due respect.
All due respect, Colt with the
Oh.
K.
No war crimes, no hollow point rounds. I'm not an idiot.
There it is.
There it is.
They wrote it in and they voted on it, and some of the countries were like, "Who is he?
Yeah.
How do we know?" But it doesn't matter. Joey said it. It was good enough for them.
Joey Savage said it.
The nation of
Let it
Africa
be-
just accepted
let it-
Joey Savage's
let it
word.
be done.
The nation of Africa.
Yeah, the entire nation of Africa.
The entire continent.
No, it's a nation.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, Africa. The nation of Africa. I believe they're stationed in Georgia.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I haven't had a chance to jump on to Stranger Things 2 yet, but I'm really excited to see where it goes and where they take it, because that first season blew me away.
There were so many in the beginning as they were building it. They did a really good job. Like, you didn't know what was happening until they explained it to you, and I thought that was fantastic.
There's not a lot. I love TV, and I love TV shows. There's not a lot of TV shows, though, that when I'm watching during the week on a work week, that I will stay up and I can't. Like, I have to turn it off, or
Right.
I'll watch all night.
Right,
And
right.
this was one of them.
That's fair.
This was one of those shows where I genuinely was upset at myself that I had to go to sleep and go to work. Like, why couldn't I just be a millionaire and just watch this show in one night?
Yeah, that's true.
That's how good this show is.
I did that once with
Joey Savage approved.
I did that with the Sam Worthington and Paul Bettany show about the Unabomber. It wasn't even
Was it
that
good?
good. Paul Bettany's really good.
He looks just like him.
Yeah. Sam Worthington's not a good actor.
No, he's not.
Sam Worthington plays Sam Worthington. You can take the dude he played in there and the dude he played in Avatar
I like
and the
Avatar,
dude he
though.
played in The Shack. Just swap them out at random.
The same person.
nothing changes in the show.
And the Terminator when he was the Robot Man.
I like Avatar though.
See, I forgot he was even in
Yeah,
Salvation.
he's in the Christian Bale remake, and he's the Robot Man.
The Robot Man.
Who has an
The
overlarge
Robot
super
Man.
heart for no reason.
Right.
And then when he's dying, he gives it to Christian Bale because John Connor must survive.
Yeah, makes
so he
sense.
does a heart transplant. And then a heart transplant recipient is now the greatest war hero of the robot revolution.
Yes, I love robots and revolution.
Which makes no
and
sense.
time travel.
Because, like, heart transplant people can't even sit in the front seat of cars with airbags.
But it's a robot.
No. Christian Bale's not a robot.
Oh, okay.
No, isn't the year 2019 or something like that? Or is it like 5 minutes
We're almost
ago
there.
when Judgment Day hits?
It was like, you missed it. Like, it was yesterday.
We're
Yeah.
almost there.
Yeah. So it happened already.
Dunzo.
What if...
Reporting to you live from the nuclear wasteland of Conroe, Texas.
That's right. Demolition Man had the timing for that one
So good.
was 1996, and I remember my dad thought it was so funny because I think that was when Bill Clinton, like, his presidency ended,
Yeah.
and he was like, "That's exactly what we're going to look like when Bill leaves." And I was like, "I don't know, that looks pretty rough out there, man."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's what it's going to be," and I was like, "Okay."
Bill didn't leave until 2000, though.
Was it that was his first term was 96, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Demolition Man is 96 or 99.
And then, like, not too long after that
No.
thing happened.
Like
with the
94
intern.
is when Bill started. Right?
No, he started
No.
in 92.
Yeah, 92.
92.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause it's
92,
AIDS.
96.
No, he started in 93 because 92 was an election year.
Right. He was elected. Yeah.
93 to 90, what, 7?
No,
Not 2001.
Yeah, he did 8 years.
2000
Why are you having so much
93
trouble with this?
I said 93 to 97
lived
to
through it.
2001.
You should
93,
know this.
93 to 97 to 2001. That's where I was going with this. You're like, good, no, 2001. I was like, okay, well, I'm breaking it into fours, please, here.
Come on. Yeah, no, or maybe it was 80, 98 or something like that. Maybe it was 98. But
I don't
whatever,
know, but let's jump out to a break.
whatever
Well,
that year is in Demolition Man.
we can't figure this out.
That's right.
We're going to come back and wrap this show up Nerd Thug style.